So if there's one company that knows how to get the most out of their games and will milk them from time to time, I mean, it's Nintendo. But in second place, a sometimes very close second place, would have to be Rockstar Games because, well, they don't release too many newer titles. Now, I come from the era when they used to release games all the time, but it seems like as time has progressed, they focus on bigger and better experiences that, I mean, let's be real. They definitely withstand the test of time in terms of the stories, in terms of the gameplay, and sometimes even in terms of the graphics. Now, Nintendo doesn't necessarily get all of the Rockstar games, so when one does come out on the platform, it's always an interesting thing to see how it looks and how it runs. Red Dead Redemption 1, of course, came out on the original Nintendo Switch. I did a full video on it when it first came out, and it was a pretty solid port, all things considered. There wasn't really considered to be a definitive version of the game on other platforms, so it was a good way to play the game both at home and on the go. But Rockstar, lo and behold, decided to release a free update for Red Dead Redemption 1. Whether you have a PlayStation version, a Xbox version, or a Nintendo Switch version, you have access to a free upgrade for the game that features many quality of life improvements and, most importantly, performance improvements on the game. So, how does the Nintendo Switch 2 version fare? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. I had to access my German Nintendo Switch 2 account in order to get this early so that I could play it because I didn't feel like staying up till midnight. So go ahead and give the video a like and a subscription if you're new to the channel to reward my dedication because I mean, it wasn't that easy to remember my German account password. It took a long time. But of course, Red Dead Redemption tells the story of John Marston, revenge. We're not really going to focus on the core game itself. I'm more interested in what is new in the Nintendo Switch 2 version of the game. And first and foremost, boys and girls, children of all ages, even though kids aren't supposed to play this game, you now have 60 frames per second. No matter what platform you're playing it on, you have a baseline 60 frames per second. And boy, oh boy, does this feel just so much better. Like Red Dead and really Grand Theft Auto 5 included, like those games have a somewhat of a sluggish feeling to them. Red Dead Redemption 2 as well, because of the fact that, you know, they run at 30 frames per second and we all accept it because of the visuals and the storytelling and the massive worlds. But once you go 60 frames with Red Dead Redemption 1, like you'll never want to go back to 30 frames with it. It is definitely a night and day difference, and the Nintendo Switch 2 handles it very well. I've been playing the game a bunch, messing around, trying to do different things, and honestly, I haven't had any frame rate drops. It seems like a very nice, very locked 60 frames per second, and it just makes the game feel so much better. Everything from just simply walking around town to, most importantly, the combat of Red Dead Redemption. Because, you know, I played this game to death on the 360, played the Undead Nightmare DLC as well. I played it on the Switch, I beat it on both platforms, but the gunplay always felt a little bit sluggish. But with this 60 frames per second, I feel like it makes the game maybe even a little bit easier than it used to be because of the fact that it just runs so much smoother now. And you can feel it in the gameplay. I know that there are people that say, "Oh, you know, there's not a difference between 60 and 30 frames. I don't notice a difference." And it's like, I mean, you're wrong. Like 30 frames is okay. I could play some 30 frames per second games, but if given the option, I would rather play it at 60. The Nintendo Switch 2 version of the game also looks really good in handheld mode, and the game supports HDR. Now, I'll be honest, my capture card does not have HDR support on it, and really, Nintendo Switch 2 games are very hit or miss with the HDR, I've noticed. Some look really good, and then some just not so much, but this one does look very nice when I played it on my LG CX TV. I thought the HDR was implemented into the game very well and was a welcome addition to the game. I think from a graphics perspective, the game really has never looked better. And I'm sure, it looks a little bit better on the PS5 or the Xbox Series, but you're getting the portable aspect on the Nintendo Switch 2, which I think is a very important thing because it allows you to play this game wherever you go. And this is definitely a large game. Like, I've played it multiple times across multiple platforms, and I still feel like there's a lot of stuff for me to explore and discover and find out, and just random instances of things happening that maybe in a previous playthrough didn't happen. So I think graphically speaking, this game looks a lot better. This is probably the best. This is definitely the best it's ever looked in handheld mode, but I think it looks great on the console mode as well. I went ahead and used some of my Switch 1 footage here and compared it to the Switch 2 version. And you could see like there is a night and day difference in terms of the overall visual quality. Now, to be fair, there is some compression on the Switch 1 version because I essentially downloaded my video that I did on Red Dead Redemption 1, the Switch game, and used it for this. But you could see, like, even beyond that, like, textures look better, lighting looks way better, things just look overall so much better in this new version of the game. And it extends throughout. Like, there's so many little moments in just the few hours that I've been playing the Switch 2 version that I just kind of sit back and I'm like, wow, this game still looks really good. The way that it changes from day to night, the way that everything just feels so alive in this little cowboy-esque world, trying to shoot down baddies and getting into gunfights and, going to the bar and drinking and stuff like this. Like, if I lived during this time frame, I definitely think that this would be my sort of lifestyle. Now, there is one additional thing that the Nintendo Switch 2 version has that the other versions don't, and that is mouse controls. And let me tell you, it's kind of weird. Like, I don't hate the mouse controls. It's very easy to do. You don't have to go into a menu setting or anything like that. You can simply just put your Joy-Con to the downward motion like you would in Cyberpunk, and it automatically goes into a mouse playable mode. And I think it's fine. Just, it does redo the buttons a little bit, so that can be a little bit confusing, and sometimes I lose like my train of thought when I'm playing in mouse mode because I'm trying to do something that I would do in standard control mode. But I do like the addition, and I do like that option. You can tweak different things with the mouse sensitivity as well. I honestly found the default to be fine. It was just like reworking my brain in order to like figure out the buttons and stuff like that. But as far as a free update is concerned, like, bro, this is choice. Like, you can get this game for what? $30 nowadays, maybe even less if you go on like eBay or something like that. And you're getting like, arguably one of the greatest games of all time and a fantastic version. Like, the game has never looked better on a Nintendo platform. It's never looked better in a handheld platform as well. And they didn't skimp out on the Switch 2 edition. Like, to be real with you, it's a marvelous thing that they even did a Switch 2 version, because they easily could have just done PS5 and Xbox Series, called it a day, and been like, well, you got Red Dead on the Switch 1, so you could just play that on your Switch 2. But there is a noticeable upgrade with this game. And considering it's Rockstar, like that's got to be respected, dude, because they are a very money hungry company. They want to milk you dry. But I think this game's great. I love this version of the game, and honestly, I'm probably, after like the holidays wrap up, I'll probably do like a full on another playthrough of this game, just because it looks and feels so much better now. It's the best it's ever looked. It's the best it's ever felt, and really the feeling is the most important thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know there's a lot of stuff coming out this week, so I'm trying to line up everything, but that German account came through for me. huge, extremely clutch when I figured out that I could get that update before it came out in the States. So let me know in the comment section down below, did you end up picking up Red Dead Redemption during this Black Friday, or did you already own it? If you have a physical copy of the game, it works the same. Just when you go into the menu of the game, it'll ask you if you want to get the Switch 2 version, and it's just a very small download in order to get the Switch 2 version. But, you know, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. It's a great game, and it's now at its like peak form. Like this is as good as Red Dead Redemption 1 can get without like a full-on just remake. Like at this point in time, you would have to do a remake, and it's like, I mean, there's no need to. Like this is peak gaming. It's on your Nintendo Switch 2. It looks great. It runs great, and it's a free update. What more could you ask for, pal? And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like, comment, share the video around as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'm going to do some more cowboy stuff later.